I'd like to call this meeting to order with the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
President Brandon,
Here.
Director Basket,
Here.
Director Clayton,
Here.
Director Adams, Director Brown,
Here.
Moving on to item number 1, minutes of the regular meeting held July 25th, 2024.
I have read the adjusted minutes and make a motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Moving on to item number 2, committee reports.
Mr. President, we have one committee report. Your executive committee met on Thursday, August 1st to do agenda 7.
Thank you. Any questions before we go? Moving on to item number 3, general manager's report.
This will be a quick one. I just got back on vacation, had a couple of sick days this week. You may have noticed there's some U.S. Air Force aircraft here. They've been here since last weekend. Their last day, my understanding, their last day of operations with the aircraft would be tomorrow. Then there'll be some more activity as they clean up and build on.
Where are they from?
I believe it from Utah. But it's interesting. It's not the air show crowd that you see with F-35s. It's the good war crowd.
Yeah.
It's a different mindset.
How many of those planes were out there?
think
I
we
saw
had-
3 of them.
I
Just
think we have a dozen, but only, I think only 10 are operating. There's a large tent city on the south side of the airport.
Nice.
Well, I have a question. Why did they shut 202 Soroka?
So they have a place to park.
Oh,
We got off to an interesting start one day where they weren't totally satisfied with where we were told they were going to park. We showed that as an option, if that became a problem, and they took it as an option. And they also had some space. The Forest Service had some concerns about, because we're in fire season, they didn't want to walk up that ramp on next to the jet center in case we had a fire. So it was two Tuesdays done. It was
making everybody happy.
it was crosswind and made the best of it. We'll report, just you may have noticed too, that we have part of Taxiway Charlie closed. We actually found a sinkhole. And we're working on fixing it. It's right under, the culvert right underneath it, we think. Allow the base material to wash away over time and then the asphalt collapse.
All right. Any further questions before we move on? Moving on to item 4, manager of finance and administration report.
Thank you, Mr. President. I've provided the demand register for your review and approval.
Members, through the members, look reasonable, I make a motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to item number 5, public session. Statements from the floor will be heard during public session. Request to speak forms are provided for those wishing to address the board. After completing the form, please give it to the clerk. Requests requiring board action will be referred to staff and brought on the next appropriate agenda. Members of the public are cordially invited to speak on agenda items as they occur. Staff reports covering agenda items are available for review in the offices of the general manager on the Tuesday prior to each meeting. The board will establish a time limit for receipt of testimony, in this case 3 minutes. The board reserves the right to establish further time limits for receipt of testimony. With that being said, first one we have is Cliff. Ms. Alden.
Is one of you Rick?
No.
No, okay, all right. I'm glad that this is cordial, it's a cordial environment. So my name is Cliff Solomon, I'm here to comment on the recent activity at the Santa Maria Airport. First, I do want to thank Rick for replying to one of my telephone complaints. I don't know if you remember, but the last time I was here, I was complaining that no one was calling me, and Rick did very nicely call me, and we had a good conversation. However, I'm also here to criticize the recent military maneuvers at the Santa Maria Airport. These training exercises have negatively impacted the well-being of the residents who live in the area surrounding the airport. We have been bombarded with loud noises from the airplanes during the day and evening with sounds that exceeded 90 decibels. And yes, I do know that many of the airplanes flying in and out are fire tankers fighting California fires, and I am grateful for their efforts. It sure seems like our civilian Santa Maria Airport is actively soliciting an increased military presence, one that will only increase the noise pollution and impact on our community. I have asked Rick to help me find the documentation that shows transference of the airport built by the military to the civilian airport that we currently have in Santa Maria. And actually, Rick has provided that to me this afternoon, so I do appreciate that. This will help me better understand the retorts I hear when I complain about the noise. And to those individuals who call these noises the sounds of freedom, I ask, where is your compassion and your empathy for those of us who are speaking out? Where is your understanding of what freedom actually means? A concept that should allow for us to express our own opinions and to describe the problems that we face. Thank you.
Next up, we have Brian Adams.
Good evening. I'm here to address the same situation on all those fighter jets. This is utterly ridiculous. We have a $2 billion airport out of Vandenberg Air Force Base. We're not at war right now, and we don't have any war coming in the wind towards this place, and we don't need that. Our animals are suffering. I have the lady from the shelter that's writing a statement for me to present you guys. I'll bring it tomorrow. I didn't get a chance to pick it up today, but these dogs are going crazy. My dog's having seizures now. So I don't want to have to feed my dog, you know, to put him on medication because of these damn jets. Those guys need to go land at Vandenberg and stay at Vandenberg. They don't have no business coming in here, blowing out and blasting all the neighborhoods. It's been 7 times a day all week this week. And if they're stopping on Friday, it better be for good. That's all I gotta say. You guys need to resign, and if you can't get them guys out of here, because it's ridiculous. Somebody's gotta get them out of here. We're not in a military zone, and I don't plan on being in a military zone. My family's been here since the 40s, and I've never seen any shit like this happen before, and it's ridiculous. And it's not feasible to do, you know, especially when you got a $2 million airport up there at the base. It's been there since the shuttle was supposed to land there. They can go land and take off there all they want. There's not homes around there or anything else. You know, property values are gonna start decreasing because of this and everything else. And not to mention all the animal abuse that's going on at the shelter and stuff when these guys come in here blasting, you know, that runway. Those temperatures on those engines, 4,000 degrees. This is an asphalt runway here. I paved that runway twice in the years that I was working in construction. And that takes a special asphalt. So these guys keep coming in and out of here and we're not charging them nothing. They need to be held accountable too. We're gonna have to pave that runway probably by the end of the year. You know, because that asphalt, concrete takes more heat than asphalt. But you know, you take those jets when they're blasting in and out of here the way they are, we can probably go out there and walk right now and we'll see a bunch of cracks in that runway. So that's all I have to say. So I hope you guys come through with this.
Thank you, Brian. Can we provide Brian and Cliff the PR number? That was good.
For the Air Force? Yes, sure. Good deal.
All right, moving on to item number 6, authorization for the president and secretary to execute the First Amendment of Service Agreement between the district and RRM Design Group for the Airport Business Park Pacific Plan.
Time and material, this would just take spend time with contract. Not changing anything the other way.
Yeah, I'd rather make a motion.
We have a motion, do I hear a second? We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to item number 7, authorization for the president and secretary to execute a land lease. Oh, I'm sorry, we're skipping item number 7. Let me go ahead and finish the description of it. Authorization for the president and secretary to execute a land lease between the district and Aggressor Inc. We will be skipping this.
We'd like you to, have it, address it at your next meeting on the 22nd.
Yeah, it's a flow, sorry. All right, with that, let's go ahead and start closed session on someone's good bridge. No, we're good. So we'll go straight into closed session. Okay, so we exit closed session with no reportable actions. Moving on to item number 9, director's comments. Let's go first.
I think that we need to keep Director Adams' family in our prayers. He took off, his mom died, and he's taking care of the estate and all the stuff with us. I think we just keep him in our prayers. I think it would be good. That's my comment.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and absolutely, he's in our prayers, and, airport is, making critical decisions that we just made in closed session, and we're doing it for the good of the airport moving forward. So that's my comment.
Any more reported crimes since the last event? Any more, any crimes that have been reported since the last event?
Since the last meeting that I'm aware of.
Okay, thank you. And, still, think we've made a big mistake, on raising the hangout rents by 50% loan. See how that works out, but I think it was a big mistake, and I'll continue to believe that until we come up. That's all I've got.
Thank you, Duke. Yeah, my thoughts are with Chuck right now. I believe last time I spoke with him, he said that he was not sure how long he's gonna be away. So hopefully, kids are gonna sort it out and everything's good to go. It's back. That sounds like so. That's the comment that I have. Thank you everyone for being here. And I would like to ask for a motion.
I make a motion to meet her.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye.